Been a very interesting news week. If everyone doesn't know, I'm saying that it's been plastered around pretty much every single news outlet in existence, on Twitter and basically every form of social media. Kanye's gone off into the deep end a fair bit. So I was planning to cover this quite a lot last week. Had some health issues, was in hospital, most part okay now. But yeah, it was a really surprising week, and another surprising news outlet that's kind of documented it quite well, which I think we're going to go through today, actually is BBC. I've done a fairly decent job in kind of going over, categorising everything, and putting it into chronological order, the events of Kanye's insanity. But it's been a very interesting kind of situation. There's a lot that can be kind of taken away from this. A lot of the questions now on Twitter that a lot of people are proposing, it's the right are basically manipulating a mentally unwell person. But that seems just to be a lot of, not woke scholars, but people on the very far left seem to be going with that kind of idea. And I think that in itself takes away some of the agency from Kanye or Ye, or whatever you want to refer it to. I always say Kanye just because that's who I remember him as. But a lot of people people are simplifying his anti-Semitism as well. A lot of people may conflate it with, he said he loves all people, but as we'll get into in a bit, that doesn't seem to be kind of the bit. A lot of it seems to be the general blaming of Jewish people in Hollywood, and that seems to be about it. And it doesn't seem to be manipulated to get to that point. Before he even had dealings with Milo or Fuentes, he seems to be kind of already having this in his mind. And it's been very interesting as stuff like this doesn't really spill over into what we see as like mainstream news. A lot of it is confined into its like not debate bro, but like online news kind of area. It doesn't very rarely spills up. Especially, it was interesting before that. I'll try and see if I can get it on separately, but obviously a lot of the right's immediate reaction to Kanye, even surprisingly, even Tim Paul, even during after the interview, was still like, I think Kanye's going to be president like 2024, which kind of shows the mindset they're in at the moment. It's kind of a bit fucked, to be quite honest, to be very, very, very honest. And it seems to be very much it's a very scary place. It's a very scary place for at the moment. We've got right-wing pundits almost openly supporting Kanye, but a lot of this was before the Alex Jones interview. We've got the Aiden Ross one coming up at some point, which I hope she should be covering by then. So there's a lot going on at the moment with Kanye, but kind of see what is over the decline, what is this arc was of decline. So to begin with, because Kanye's always had a bit of a kind of, obviously he's always got like manic bipolar disorder. He seems to have been medicated, seems to have stopped taking his medication. I think it seems to be just before the fallout of Kim Kardashian. Kanye's actually putting quite a lot of his kind of manic ideas and kind of almost anger surrounding anti-Semitism also at Kim Kardashian. If anyone saw the Alex Jones one, a lot of the clips have been taken down now. It's not that easy to find it. Even some news articles where it's published the clips have like come down now, so it's not getting difficult. But obviously we've got Paris Fashion Week. We kind of see Kanye being, at this point I would say, taken advantage of by Candace Owens. So yeah, anti-racism with White Lives Matter. Candace Owens famously trying to get Kanye to buy Parler, which her partner owns. So that is some very obvious, you're manipulating him like because he's in a manic state to do what you want him to do. So it's not, as I say, it's not entirely of it. So Instagram lockout. So we've got that. So Kanye gets involved with rapper Diddy, who posted criticising the White Lives Matter shirts, because obviously White Lives Matter. Kanye's very much on the boat at the moment. I love everyone, no matter what they are. It doesn't matter if they committed genocide. I still love them. They still have some good ideas. And a lot of that seems to be being fueled by people like Fuentes, which we'll get on when we get onto the Alex Jones situation. So he was locked out of his Twitter. He's currently locked out of his Twitter. I haven't seen the Elon Musk thing saying, may this be my last tweet. But by the looks of it, it's not a permanent ban. I think it's only a 24-hour or like this a 48-hour ban. So he's not gone forever. What, Tucker Carlson interview? There have been reports that the Tucker Carlson interview, obviously like Tucker Carlson likes to do, there was apparently some fairly anti-Semitic things said, but obviously they're all cut out for the sake of the news show and the fact that you can't openly air stuff on television that's like incredibly anti-Semitic. A lot of the right believe this. A lot of the right believe, oh, it's the Jews in control of like Hollywood, and then at the same time they throw in like the academics are all part of this massive cabal to spread like queer theory and gender theory and turn all the kids gay and trans. And this is, and they believe that the Jews are part of this. It's of some, to be fair, the idea of like Jewish people like eating and doing horrible things for children has been going on for thousands of years. I remember doing a paper in university about the expelling from Jews in England by Edward I, who literally kicked out all the Jews, and all the reports about it were like Jewish people sacrificing children. So there's something always going on there, and a lot of Kanye's kind of manic episodes have always been very Christian focused, which is understandable with the whole Milo being Catholic but not Catholic. They don't support the Pope, which we'll get onto in a minute because there's some more news about that, which is just about, it kind of adds to it. Fuentes as well, who identifies as a Christian nationalist. A lot of people aren't calling them neo-Nazis, but they are. They're neo-Nazis at the end of the day. Like, oh yeah, they're not part of the National Socialist Party. It doesn't fucking matter. They are still Nazis. They believe everything the Nazis believe. Just because they're not calling themselves like Nazis and doing all this doesn't mean they're not Nazis. That's just idiotic. Like, you can undermine a lot of trans people's identities by using that rhetoric. Like Destiny uses, like, I know his community did a bit of pushback with that, but yeah, that's just fucking stupid. So obviously brands turned their back on him. He's gone now. So but say bye bye to the Adidas deal. Like Adidas will never drop me. And then then music playing in the background. Oh no, yeah, mate, they fucking dropped your ass as soon as you went in your holder. It's probably the Jewish people controlling everything. Probably it. An interesting thing about the Jewish people said about Hollywood. Why is a disproportionate amount of Jewish people in Hollywood? Well, it turns out in the 19th century, quite a lot of Jewish people lived on the east coast of the US. Quite a lot of anti-Semitism back then. And the best way from escaping this was travelling to the other side of the country, which at the time was fairly less populated. It means that a lot of the legal action was taken against Jewish people, didn't follow them all the way. So, like Thomas Edison's quite a famous one with that, like suing people, particularly like suing Jewish people. And at the time, a lot of these lawsuits won't follow you all the way. So I haven't got them to hand, but I've actually been reading a fair bit about it. I will put some of the articles, if you want to read it, in the description. But a lot of this proportion comes from stuff like, more Jews control banks and everything. It's like, well, yeah, because like in Christian communities, in Christian faith, usually seen as a sin. So we force Jewish people to use, like we force them to do it. A lot of the times it wasn't like, oh, they willingly do it. It's like, no, we can't do it, so we're forcing them to do it. But then the thing to add to that as well, it's like, oh, the Jews are making society worse. It's like, well, that's just fucking capitalism, my dude. Like, so that's just like, we live in quite a capitalist society. Like Kanye going about how, like his music producers used by like, oh, the Jewish people using me. It's like, no, that's capitalist using you to make more capital. It's not as a fucking no-brainer, honestly. It's not the Jews. Jesus, like, and the whole idea is like, oh, there's quite a what's like Steven Crowder. That's annoying. I was ill. I was gonna cover all this. When Steven Crowder goes, well, there's a lot of like non-religious Jewish people in Hollywood, and like, oh, I wonder why that is. And it's like, well, again, they kind of got pushed into that by systematic oppression, and then they found a way to make capital through it, and now they're making more capital than they used to before. So they're making more money than people are comfortable with, and that's why people are pissed off. not from the system itself, just the people, which I think is idiotic. So yeah, got another Adidas scandal. So the sketchy situation wasn't really big, but then obviously there's a month break and got the Adidas scandal. The magazine Rolling Stone publishes a lengthy article claiming West engaged in toxic behaviour against his employees at Adidas. So basically the mental behaviour we're seeing now, he transposed onto the people that he works with, or his underlings. The E24 campaign, so obviously Kanye announced his presidency. And I saw stuff online about this, and I was like, no, like, nah, it's not, this can't be happening. It's fucking Milo Yiannopoulos, Nick Fuentes, and Kanye, which is a trio you would not fucking think existed at all. And I don't think it's... Yeah, they haven't included the Tim Pool situation. So I haven't put that fully, but I think I might just go over some of the kind of idiotic stuff that he is saying. But it's quite interesting that Tim Pool's been left out there. Because Tim Pool, again, after the interview... Tim Pool kind of was still pushing Ye 2024, even though he knew Kanye or Ye was very homophobic. It's a bit, yeah, it's a very, very, very weird situation. I can't say that. I'll play the short one that I found, but yeah, it's a very interesting situation. So obviously the ultimate comes when the penny drops and he leaves out because he's having a tantrum. And obviously a lot of this is, like, don't get me wrong, he believed it, but I don't think he believed as much as he did until Nick was speaking in his ear. So it's this idea that Kanye wasn't anti-Semitic before this is just like, no, he definitely was.
Yeah, I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is.
The capitalists.
Press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean,
no, it's capitalists. There's a lot of people in Hollywood who also are very white rich people. I think the Daily Wire is funded by oil barons, like oil billionaires. Like, it's like, well, a lot of oil people seem to be disproportionately Christian. So it's like, no, they're just fucking capitalists at the end of the day. They want to make money, exploit people as best they can. It's, yeah.
Because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018,
What do you mean it's not?
what do I mean? Like, okay, so how?
Oh yeah, and like another point to kind of point out at the moment, like Tim Pool is incredibly mask on right now. The whole Twitter thing sort of mask off, and then his mask literally got super glued to his face as soon as Alex Jones' interview came on. To be very straight, like Tim Pool believes in some of this stuff, 100%. He was not coming out for it.
How about? Are you leaving?
Yeah, he put his out because Kanye, like most people, as soon as he get pushed back, he's so egotistical, he fucking runs away. Yeah. I think that's it for this one. Yeah, it's people New York Post. Yeah, New York Post, they're the very shit news outlet. But yeah, so, and then the Alex Jones interview ban, so for violating laws against incitement to violence. So there's been, the problem with this at the moment, I did find some news articles, but there's not a lot you can get on this at the moment. A lot of it seems to, a lot of it seems to have kind of disappeared into the nether regions of the internet. So I tried my best to kind of find out what I can find, but a lot of it is here. So
You're doing either.
So actually didn't do him. Yeah, kind of put at the forefront. Even Alex Jones seemed a bit like uncomfortable in this, which is very fucking weird for Alex Jones. You know, the guy that's openly saying, you know, eat your neighbour's ass and shit like that. It's very shocking. And kind of the poetic thing here, obviously he's wearing a mask and everything. It's the opposite of people going mask off, mask on. That's pretty much what he's going for here. But can I get full screen? You can. Not the best quality, but a lot of the stuff, a lot of news articles as well aren't showing on the clips. And also it's good as well because a lot of these videos will get you demonetized and TOS and all that crap.
You're doing either. Hitler.
That hooded man declaring his affection towards...
No, it's not. See if I can find it. Nope.
I can wake up at 2 a.m., 5 a.m.,
and Cardi also.
and I can tell you what time the clock.
Nope. Is that it?
First little 5-minute segment is just kind of a prelude to what's coming up. What do you want to cover here today?
Just God runs the world, and Jesus is the way and the life.
It's like this religiosity is what a lot of conservatives are playing off at the moment. It's like, oh yeah, he's worshipping God, he's very open about it. But obviously in the background he's like, I worship God, but I don't like Jewish people. It's like the double edges at the moment.
And it's time to put Jesus first in the way that we run our businesses, the way we run our families, our businesses.
Which obviously in the US is very unconstitutional, but obviously after what Trump said, no one gives a shit anymore.
The way we run our country.
For radio listeners, we're on over 400 radio stations. They can't see you right now. This is a new look for you.
Oh no, I've been wearing a mask for a while.
Ah,
yeah.
There you go. The mask is off now, and it's kind of revealing it. And this is also hinting at like the fact that he must have believed this for a while, and that's kind of the situation for him.
This is an archetypal example that the mask is off by putting the mask on.
People could take it how they want to take it. It's just, of him. He's got his face fired. That's my right.
Yep. No, don't want to tweet.
Of Ukraine and Russia, I haven't really
Another point as well, if anyone's wondering, well, why a lot of right-wingers so pro-Putin?
seen so much of that in the news. I'm, of course, pro-Putin. I'm very pro-Russia.
Which the funny thing is, if you said this about 60 years ago during the Red Scare, you'd fucking get hung, drawn, and quartered.
I am also.
Let's go. Yeah. You see that this is just an extension of the United
Another thing,
States.
like, Fuentes is a dick rider, so he's gonna make so much money off this. Milo is a different situation, which we're gonna get into in a bit. There don't seem to be many videos at the moment. I'll try and see if I can find stuff on YouTube. That's nice, my interview.
I'm the head of the Mossad.
Yep, it's making fun of Netanyahu, who I think is also a scumbag of a human being, but he's also a Holocaust revisionist, which is a bit interesting.
I'm gonna kill you and take the children away from you.
Every human being
Which is funny because that's what Russia's doing to Ukrainian kids.
has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. This is the future president you're talking to right now. I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis. Germans had a really cool leader at one time.
Yeah.
Love you, love you, love you. There's a lot of things that
I've been like, yep, I'm planning to lose more. That's the thing, it's either about to use a lot more money or make a lot. It's very much the double edge.
love about Hitler.
well, I think Hitler did target and kill some people. So I think
I think Obama killed Palestinians.
this is a new look for you.
Oh no, I've been wearing a mask for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, could you not talk in the back? I'm like really hypersensitive to sound. If you guys want to talk, just go in the other room, please. Shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, shut up. Shut up. I'm throwing the tablets right now. Shut up. Instagram is about prostitution. So
You need the tablets, mate, to live. To be sane. That's another thing. It's come out of the fact that Instagram at the moment is selling sex, which is definitely partly true, but it's not like some cabal to corrupt people. It's just they want to make money through capital. How they do it, they find a way to make more money. They're going to take it. It's not that difficult.
everyone shut up. No one cares. Shut up. No one cares. Jesus is king. Shut up. It's done. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Go home to your scared little Benz and your scared little townhome and your scared little movie contracts and shut up. Don't talk to me about nothing, bro.
What do you think?
There's one place in the Bible where it says God sees sin differently, and there's another.
I don't think he's probably read the Bible properly. He's probably read like my first Bible, but Kanye does not seem the kind of person that's like very much into the biblical literature. Because as he was, you find out how fucking wrong he is.
place where it says.
But but Kanye's definitely a person who's like, oh yeah, the Jewish people killed like Jesus. He's definitely in that camp. That's probably what's actually probably spurring this on at the moment.
Let me get out my phone. I can like really pull up the exact thing it says in the Bible.
No, I agree with what you just said. Let me stop you because Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, because Alex Jones has been like, fucking stop. This is going too far.
Alex,
Go ahead.
let me channel.
All right, go ahead.
Channel. If I say, now I forgot what I had to say. Let me meditate. Let me get into a place.
I'm
right
sorry.
here.
Go ahead.
Love you, brother. Jesus is king. I love Hitler. Anybody who looks at pornography is a form of a pedophile also. God does view sin differently, and that he proscribed a different punishment. But hey, guess what, Elon? I got a Twitter, and today I'm gonna have Nick and Alex tweet from my account. You like that, Ari Emanuel?
He's not sure how to make of it, and he's loving every second of this.
I'm all about free speech.
A Christian can stand next to anyone. We can go visit R. Kelly in prison. We can go talk to Harvey Weinstein.
That's what Jesus did.
Yes.
You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. This guy that invented highways, invented the very
Obviously,
microphone.
this is a lot of this. See what I wanted to find. A lot of this is what obviously Nick's just told him, oh yeah, Hitler did this, that, and that. It's very obvious because he wasn't really spazzing this much beforehand. Beforehand, it seemed to be more like just generic anti-Semitism, like a lot of Christians lobby at Jewish people. Now it seems to be when he's with Nick, a bit more of the Nazi influences are coming out. That's kind of what's here. And no, like Hitler didn't invent like motorways, freeways. Like he didn't do anything like that. He built them. They built some in Germany, but that was about it. He didn't invent them from scratch. And obviously in wartime as well, a load of new inventions happened in wartime. That's quite a common factor as well.
That I use as a musician. You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. Hitler was born Christian.
And the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're gonna stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Alex Jones is just like, please shut the fuck up.
The Jewish media has made us feel like the Nazis and Hitler have.
It's obviously all the conservatives have a different name for it. Some it's obviously like the mainstream media or the leftist media, or as Kanye likes to put it, the Jewish media, because it's all people just because they are cynical against them. They are pointing out the logic, the flaw in their logic. They're like, no, you're just against me. You just hate me because I'm a free thinker. No, we don't like you because you're fucking mental and you're spreading this kind of horrible message to everyone. Harms people.
I've never offered anything of value to the world. Also, it's like there's Jewish people that are basically hiding me under their floorboards right now, under their wooden floors. It's like a reverse version of the Holocaust. George Soros can come to Christ.
Yeah, again, conservatives not understand, conservatives can't understand stuff for shit. It's against, the person that's from The Mandalorian saying, conservatives are prosecuted as much as, the Jews were in the Holocaust. No, you fucking weren't. Jesus Christ. It's they're so out of touch from the reality of the situation, and they start making these nonsensical comparisons, which just are, in any other person's kind of understanding of the world, is so nonsensical. It's insane.
Possibility that he can convert and come to Christ.
You've got a little bit of the Hitler fetish going on.
It's not a fetish. They call me anti-Semite. They said I'm a nigga in rap. They said I'm black. They told me, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Okay, James Brown, you tell me who I am. This is the future president you're talking to right now.
I'm not defending him. I'm saying, isn't it good to try to get Middle East peace?
Let's ask Nick.
Yeah, Nick. Hey, go
I
ahead.
gotta watch my accounts because they've been
watching a decline to madness. So someone's whose already original opinions weren't great and seem to be gotten worse and worse and worse. It seemed to be by himself to begin with, and then even more so now.
chosen by the Jewish banks.
I get the
Yeah,
Trojan.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at. I love
That's
Jewish
like that. Ha ha ha. Sure. Ha 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 ha.
people, but I also love Nazis.
It gets to the nature of Judaism, which is the fact that Jews do not believe that Christ was the Son of God. And in fact, they're the only group that hate Jesus.
Every form.
No, they don't hate Jesus. They see him as a prophet. They don't see him as the Son of God, but they see him as being like a religious figure. That's like, it's a bit different. Like, if you're saying that, then we're like, well, then Muslims would be the same, because they didn't see Jesus as the Son of God, but the Son of the Prophet. So, well, one of the prophets.
Of pornography is only 10 years away from pedophilia. Everyone is
No, that's nonsensical. The idea that, oh yeah, we're going to get so used to porn, we'll start putting children in it. No, you fucking idiot.
so outraged and focused on Balenciaga, but then we're still aborting our kids.
That's an interesting thing about Balenciaga, but obviously the fact he's worked with them before, he's done business with them. So, like, right now, it's kind of some part of his sanity is leaking in where it's like, you can't really shot on these people because you've done stuff with them and you're making money through them.
Still fornicating. Germans had a really cool leader at one time.
What do you think about the Ukraine war? What do you think about the devaluation of the dollar? What do you think about FTX and Bitcoin? I mean, there's so many topics.
Nick?
You're going to run.
He's pushed over to Nick and Alex Jones is like, why are you doing this to me? And don't get me wrong, Alex Jones is a fucking insane piece of shit. Like, he's a scummy human, but like, watching him being uncomfortable is just, at a point in my life, I don't think many people would have actually think they would have seen. He's the one normally dominating the conversation. Now he's the one being like, get me out of here by the looks of it.
For president 2024.
I'm not, Alex, you're really good at stating things in a way that get you sued. Alex, love you.
Oh, that dig. That absolute fucking dig. I was not expecting that. Jesus.
Love you.
If you let me correct that. Yay.
I do love Hitler. I do love the Zionists. I love everyone. The Zionists cannot tell me who I can love and not love.
People need to take that for what it is. I wouldn't
Then
call
you're
you
telling people what they can and can't love.
autistic. You have a savantish thing about you. And I think that's a positive, not a negative. Nick, you want to say anything? I hope.
No, we're going to pray. No hoping. We pray.
What else do you want to tweet out to folks? Because everything right now is going super, mega, total viral. What is your message to Trump right now? What's your message?
Trump is kind of, that's the interesting thing. Like, Alex is pushing Trump, and Kanye's like, fuck Trump. Could Trump's distance himself from it now, but he seems to be too close to the eye of the storm, while all the backlash on Kanye seems to be put on Trump. Obviously, the dinner that Milo helped to kind of get together.
DeSantis right now.
I don't know who DeSantis is. I never heard of the guy.
Okay. It's going to be so interesting how they split, like, if this is going to split the vote or anything. Not the Kanye thing, but the Trump thing. Trump's been tainted by this now. And obviously DeSantis, even though DeSantis is the scumbag, it's going to be interesting how it kind of... It's going to basically be a massive shit-throwing contest. That's going to be very interesting to watch.
There's a lot of good Nazis that were just fighting for their country. For them all to get put in a box.
A good... I can't remember fucking saying this. A quite good perspective that is talked about by academics on people fighting in World War II is actually Jordan Peterson. So, again, self-help stuff, Jordan Peterson isn't like... It's just kind of shit, but when it comes to actually psychology, his stuff's not that bad. And kind of the way he talks about it, and obviously it's like you're brought into it in the fact that obviously if you're one person against 10,000 people, you're not going to do that, even if it's a couple hundred of you, just because it's the kind of the group mentality of it. So a lot of people were brought into it just because it was, one, how they were socialized, and they didn't think about anything else about it. And two, it's, if they spoke up against it, yeah, you were shot in the back of the head. It's like...
all in a box.
Like, shut the fuck up and get on with it.
Every Nazi's bad? Well, could some of the Nazis have...
Yes, they are, because they're Nazis. They want to kill Jewish people. They want to rid them. Like, they are bad, yes.
Just been fighting for their country. Oh, they're all. Oh, we can't put them all in a box.
I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about it?
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot.
There you go. you've got Alex Jones being very uncomfortable. Oh, and you can't see it. And you've got Nick being quite smug there, quite smug about everything.
Things.
Actually, all the Jews in my life overall were very nice people. That's all I'm saying.
Obviously, Ben Shapiro, which is going to be what we'll talk about later, is quite interesting. That how Kanye being very openly anti-Semitic has basically caused a schism in the right, where it's like some are openly fuck Jewish people, and the people are like no, they're not. Famously on Ben's side is John Peterson, but it'd be interesting to see how long this goes for now, because again, this hasn't even been a full week yet of all this stuff, so the aftermath is still coming.
I'm actually tired of hearing about the Jews. Like, I love them. Honestly, I don't even care that much, you know.
But we spent the last 2 hours talking about him.
Because it's fun. It's fun. I don't really care that much about Hitler. I love him. No, he seems like a cool guy. You know, it's like it's like he had a really cool outfit and stuff, and he was a really good architect. And he didn't kill 6 million Jews. That's just like factually
there
incorrect.
There you go. More of the Holocaust denial.
I think Hitler did target and kill some people. So I think you know.
I think Obama killed Palestinians.
I'm tired of hearing I'm a Nazi. I'm really, because I'm not. But I think by them falsely accusing people, some people are going to become Nazis.
I am. Now what? I am.
It's a mix of like, it's good to an extent. He's probably memeing, but also he's also a bit, like touched in the head.
What?
Now I'm a Nazi, Ari Emanuel. Isn't that what it said? It said, say it loud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And then crack came. Stop the trafficking. Instagram is sex trafficking. And
stuff like that's obviously just insane. I think it's just more.
Do you guys realize that the British government created Hitler?
This is the voice of Netanyahu. I'm leaving for now until it's another meeting, and then.
Yeah, just a bit mental. Just a smidge a bit mental. But it's very, again, what we just want to kind of like go over at the moment is most of it's been only, this is literally only a span of what, like not even, like it's like a month and a half. It's not even like 2 months, because the end of October, and we're now in like the very beginning of December. So a month and a half this just happened, and like obviously got Yee's presidential campaign, Milo and Fuentes teaming up, but obviously something's happened there, which we'll look at later. And it's all, this is the story that's going to keep on going. I don't know how long it's going to go on for. Don't know when the energy is going to die out of this story, but it's been. Oh, I want to cut that out. It's gonna be interesting to see how this folds in the end, because anti-Semitism has not been this forward in almost. Almost like half a century. It is fucking shocking about this at the moment, and so we're gonna keep on top of that, do a bit more of it. Apologies by not uploading much this week in terms of this. Been ill, but yeah, I'm keeping on top of the story. There's still more stuff come about it recently, especially in Yee's 2024 campaign. So this is the Was stream. Thank you for watching my rather chaotic video. It's a very quick breakdown of everything that's happening so far, but I still think it's somewhat interesting to kind of show what's happening. But also, in the coming weeks now, we're going to look at seeing what's happening to the right, because something very interesting is bubbling up at the surface at the moment, and I definitely think it's something that I want to cover, and I think people should kind of be aware about. So, peace.